But it hurt when Steven said I'm gay.
I like Steven. They're friendly.
Steven. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I went duck hunting with Steven.
They're fans of mine, but I'm even bigger fans of theirs.
Hey everyone, welcome to Steven. I am Steve.
I'm Steven.
And we have a lot of great stuff to talk about today. A lot of big news, a lot of...
Oh boy!
Let's jump right into it. Joe Biden fell today.
Yes, and this is my live reaction. I have not seen this. I've seen him fall before. He's going up these stairs on the airplane and he is tumbled.
That was it. I mean, he didn't die.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay.
He didn't die.
And then is this just...
Oh, now they're going to send a Trump thing.
Trump would never do this.
Trump would never fall. Yeah, I miss a step at work like every other day.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Gotta say, I'm not impressed with that fall because there's that one time where he fell up the stairs, right? And then he fell off his bike.
The bike, I don't think will ever be topped unless he dies in office. Like if he falls to his death.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can top the bike.
That's true.
Because the bike he was pulling up to the reporters.
Yes.
And he just came in like, you never expected it to happen, but
he
should have.
He had such a big, stupid smile on his face, like, I did it. And then when he just fell, I mean, oh my gosh, it was incredible. It was the greatest fall I've ever seen. I will cut that out. Wow. Not great, but it's all right.
So yeah, there was Biden falling. What an idiot. He's so old.
What an idiot. Retard in chief.
So this past weekend,
yes,
we hung out and we had to watch what everybody's been talking about.
For quite some time.
The
Lizzo's documentary.
Yes.
Do you know the name of it?
I forgot.
I don't know it either. So
it was, Google it.
Love Lizzo.
That was the name of the doc. It was, what was your takeaway from it? I know you were really excited to see it. In fact, I didn't even want to watch it. You were the one that insisted that we all watch it.
Yes, I was. Wow. Okay. So this came out in November of 2022. So this is a newer thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty crazy. I mean, the way that the editors and the producers had to kind of go out of their way to generate a story was kind of insane. Like the gymnastics that they had to perform in order to make certain things possible. The thing with her boyfriend, she had a boyfriend and they had to make up this whole arc about how they hung out a few times, but she liked him. And then
he was playing.
Yeah, he was playing. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. So I think my overall thesis for the show, for the movie, is that she is the most insufferable person ever. I could not imagine ever having to be around her. So when they're doing the whole boyfriend segment, it's when she's getting her makeup put on her. She just had all of this intricate makeup put on her face and then she starts crying. So her makeup artists are like, fuck, now we have to start all over again.
And it's all for the doc because she knows they're recording that day.
Yeah.
She knows she needs to put on a performance for the cameras. And so, but she's still making her makeup people do her makeup twice.
Yeah, and I loved the part how she was confused as to why Mike wasn't texting her back.
Yeah, this was the boyfriend's name or her lover, Mike with a Y.
Yeah.
So they had to generate this fake fucking storyline for him.
And
Mike with a Y. There's not a Mike on the planet with a Y.
Yeah. They had to pretend the reason he didn't like her was anything besides the fact that she's a land whale. She's I don't know why he don't like me.
Well, and then the crazy thing about it was, and I was trying marijuana for the first time ever in my life, so I may have had the wrong perception of this documentary, but it seemed like they just had 10 hours or 100 hours of Lizzo footage, and they just put it together and then just had her voice over it. Yeah. So whatever was going on the screen, 60% of the time had nothing to do. It was just her sitting on her couch.
The sequences didn't line up. Yeah. She'd be voicing over one thing, and then for the first sentence she's getting ready to perform. Then the next sentence, she's clearly at home during COVID, doing some home setup. And then the next segment of B-roll it's showing is her in the studio. Yeah, it bounces around constantly. They were really fighting just to get a basic story in there. Also, whenever she's working with people, it's every single time they're about to perform, I imagine she has to give a speech about how everyone's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was mad, I think for the Grammys, she was mad that there weren't fat black women doing ballet or that were ballerinas. And so she finds all these fat black women and sits them down and she's talking to all of them and she's giving this great big speech about how they're so special. And that is such a mental killer for these women because they think now because they're fat and they don't do ballerina that they can literally do whatever they want. So they're going to be very surprised, after the Grammys and they realize like, oh, no one wants to hire me, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's worse about it though is not even that they got any kind of belief. It's that she was like so condescending because didn't she let them all like say a few words to her?
Yeah, yeah.
And while she was sitting there listening, she looked so annoyed.
Yeah.
You know, like she was being forced to listen to these people talk. I think she's like a narcissist, self-centered bitch.
Yeah.
Fat is like the 10th thing we've got to be worried about with Lizzo.
That's true. Yeah, she really let her true color show in the documentary. And then I was trying to think of something else that she would have said during that whole thing.
And then also, not only did she cry when the makeup people were doing her makeup, she would like sing and just like make them sit through it. Again, because the cameras were on.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, gosh,
and if she acts like that with the cameras off, it is almost just as bad.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's worse, but both are terrible.
I hate, oh my gosh. In general, I just hate when people break out into song. Louis C.K. has a pretty good bit about that, just like how he was on the subway once. And then just some girl just started randomly like going through the, like her warm-ups. And people like that, I can't stand them. You know, John Mulaney, he made a random appearance. He's like in the audience, in the crowd at one random part in the documentary. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, you spotted him. I would have never saw it. They didn't make a point of showing it.
They didn't.
I mean, he was on the screen, obviously, but...
And there was like no one else famous in that crowd. So he had to have just been going just for fun or something. Maybe he got free tickets. Who knows? It was like a rehab exercise, maybe. So overall, you rated it 1 out of 5 stars. I'd give it the same rating.
Yeah.
It would just suck having to work with her, having to be around her. I mean, at least with someone like Michael Jackson or like Kanye West, at least they're making great music. Lizzo doesn't really make good music.
I don't know that I'd want to be around any of them, but Lizzo especially bad.
So you've heard the Bert Kreischer, The Machine story, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard the new extended edition, the new extended version of The Machine?
On Pardon My Take?
Yeah, apparently he was talking about it and he was saying that he just like adds on to it every single time he does it.
I love that this is a conversation we had yesterday and you're telling me everything I just told you.
I know.
Bitch, this is my information.
Right.
Bert adds on to it.
Yeah.
That story is so fake. I don't know how many times I'll say it on this podcast. It's fake.
It is fake.
Every single part of it.
It's like his smile sessions. Like he thinks he's Brian Wilson and that he's like crafting this beautiful narrative.
Now, I don't want to take anything away because you're showing clips from the episode of Pardon My Take, or no? Or are you skipping to a few parts? I don't want to steal anything you might.
All I have is the part where he lies. He explains his lying, and then his cup story.
Okay, let's do those.
Okay, and you know, I think this is something Nick Mullen has once noted about people, but Bert in this video, he's so fat that he looks Chinese, which is such such an incredible level to ascend to. So in this clip that we're about to show you, anyone who pays attention to Bert knows that he constantly lies. And so in this clip, he finally justifies why he lies. His justification for it is just so bizarre. So let's go.
I'm almost certain. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, there's 2 things that I'm on the fence of. I think I saw Smashing Pumpkins open for Nirvana.
I think I'm Smashing Pumpkins.
and then the same year I saw Michael Jordan play basketball in Orlando. And he goes, well, let's find out if it's true. I go, but do you need to? Yeah. Right? Because you have the memory. Whether it's real or not, you've got a memory. All that can happen is you lose the memory by someone going, oh yeah, that never happened. And then you go, oh shit. I didn't, so I guess I didn't. Or you don't ask anyone and you go, that was fucking.
If you have the memory, it's real as far as I'm concerned.
That's got to be the stupidest. If you have the memory, it's real as far as I'm concerned. Who's that guy?
PFT commenter.
He's not Billy. He's not Football Billy.
No. He's not Billy Football, Bobby Football. But yeah, so there you hear it though. Bert Kreischer's a liar.
And confirms it. So as long as you are able to twist your brain and twist your thoughts around, it happened. No one told you it didn't happen.
And it's like, first off, how do you not remember if you saw Michael Jordan or not?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so he's okay with his lying and just go ahead.
And from all like the Red Bar clips that we've watched, I mean, he covers it so perfectly. And my favorite kind of case of him lying is when he's doing his cooking show and he's just like smacking on some nachos that he, Theo Vaughn and I think Andrew Santino, they're also there. There's a moment of silence and he goes, I once knew two guys who didn't have any tongues. And no one says anything because they both know. They're like, all right, here we go. Another fake, stupid story. But then when no one says anything to the liar, to Bert, that means, oh, I should explain this whole story. Then he just like goes right into it. But he also kind of says something about how like, you've made it when you drive like a Porsche or it's like some certain car while listening to Evil Dead, or Grateful Dead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So anyway, since we were talking about the machine, the origin of it was, I think he was on Joe Rogan podcast. He goes on and he says, right as he's about to end the conversation with Joe, he goes, next time I'm here, let me tell you about how I got involved with the Russian mafia.
Oh, yeah.
And so then Joe has him come back on like 2 weeks later for the second appearance on there all time. And yeah, I think he just molded over for like 2 weeks, came up with a story, and then now he's admitted that he adds parts and everything else. And in this one, he adds that he went to a strip club with the cops afterwards. Never thought to tell that before.
Right.
You want to hear the part I've never told before? You've told it a million times on stage. He's so full of shit. He's such a fat fuck. Shame on you, Bert Kreischer.
And then, well, okay. The other thing too, he was saying on this podcast, in that 2 week gap, Joe, like, he was like going crazy because he was like, I'm telling all my comedian friends about this machine story. Bert, you've got to tell it. Bert, you've got to do stand-up. You got to tell this story when you do stand-up because I'm going crazy over here. I don't know what to do. Like hyping it up. Like every comedian had to hear this story. What did he say? I think he also said something about how he didn't want to tell it, but his wife was like, you need to tell the story. Which, like, if you're a comedian and you're writing material and your wife comes in and like gives you any input and you go, oh, okay. I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. Because she said you're not into it anymore. It's like, how do you not know when you go up on stage whether or not you're doing it? Like, because it's about, if you're having the energy and the audience is responding still, then it's working. If it's not, then you're not going to not notice that when you're on stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Doesn't have the energy. He's fake laughing the entire time through the story. There's nothing real about the story. There's no energy from it. I mean, that's not like manufactured. What does his wife do? Is she an actress?
No. She's just some fucking hillbilly from the South. She's just some stupid hillbilly woman.
Hey, when you do that damn dare stand up, you should take your shirt off. You should wear redneck.
But she does have her own podcast, which is hilarious.
I know she did it with Tom Segura's wife. Did the podcast, he didn't do her.
No, but she has her own. And I think she's just been on. The other
bitch.
Yeah, Bert bitch.
Here's him talking about the machine.
We go into many iterations of me enjoying it as opposed to the audience.
Yeah, and then you've got fans out there that are like, what's your favorite machine story? And they've got like the date pulled up. Oh man, like
fucking badass.
Santa Barbara, 2000.
Dude, if I could turn my one fake story into 50 fake stories, that'd be fucking badass.
It's all
one joke.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the machine story right now is probably landing at about 24 minutes.
Yeah.
It's getting so long, he's going to have to start doing ad reads.
Oh boy.
I mean, last night we sang the fucking national anthem.
Like in the machine joke or just in general?
I think that's what he was implying.
You know, when I got to Russia, I knew it wasn't America. Oh, say. And then he just,
that's how. By the way, PFT is, I think, getting him to admit that it's a fake story throughout it because he goes, what kind of embellishments do you add and stuff? Because Bert never says he's lying, but he lies all the time. Obviously, he has things that contradict. So, and then,
I mean, do you think? Just look him up and take a look at him. You think this man has that many interesting things happening to him? You know, you think the fate of the universe allows this man to experience?
I don't trust his memory that he's drunk all the time either. How could you ever trust anything that somebody that drunk says?
That's true. And his way of justifying that is, I've got that memory. I think I have the memory. I'll make the memory.
And also, I think Big Cat throughout the whole interview was just teeing him up to say things he's already said, which is how we can get to the Hitler's teacup thing.
Yes. Okay. You've talked about this to me privately before.
No, we've talked about it on the pod already.
Privately on the podcast before.
Yeah. Because Big Cat tees people up. He said it before in interviews that he just gets guests to tell stories they like to tell already, which is kind of weird because they've had Bert on like 3 times in the last maybe year and a half.
Okay, so here is the aftermath of the Hitler teacup story.
So the best part of the story, though, right? The best part is my favorite part of the story. I go to ride by, and I got to ride by a synagogue down the street from my house. And as I do it, my bike dies. My electric bike dies. I don't know if you ever tried to pedal an electric bike, but they go really fucking slow. So now I'm pedaling an electric bike back past the synagogue, and I see a Jewish family, Hasidic Jewish, Orthodox Jewish, walking towards me. They get out of the bike lane and into like where the cars are parked. And the dad says, he says, have a great day, man. And I said, you too. And he goes, I love your shit. I said, what? And he goes, Bert, I love your shit, man. You make me laugh every day. Now we're going slow enough where we can have this conversation.
2 things, the Torah and Bert.
And I get past him and he goes, "Hey man, Hitler's teacup killed me."
Oh God.
And I'm like, what?
I don't think PFT believes him.
I get the bike home and I'm like, that did not just happen. That did not just happen. I get my car. I have to drive the same way to go to my sister's house. Apparently, Temple's either letting out or going in. And I see another Jewish family about to cross the street. I'm in a red light. He's at the corner. He's about to cross. And he sees me. And I'm seeing him look at me. And I went like, hey. And he went like to his heart, like, I love you. And I went, oh, thank you. And he goes, you? Teacup? And I went, oh.
He was doing the gesture of the teacup, by the way. Pinky up in the air.
So then that night, my next door neighbor's from Israel, right? So I go over to his house with my dad.
It's Rucka Ollie.
They have everyone in their family over there. We're talking 80 Jewish people are there. And all the men are in one place. We're drinking tequila. My dad comes in. And my neighbor Mike goes, the
story just gets bigger.
I said, what do you mean? He goes, the Two Bears thing with you and Tom. And I was like, oh, Kool-Aid. And he goes, no. And now he goes, the teacup. And my dad's like, what's that? I'm like, my dad will not find this funny. I go, nothing, Dad.
I liked how to him, Jews talk like Nigerians, like learning English. Oh, the teacup thing.
And then his sons come over and go, bro, we saw the clip of you with the birthday present at Temple. Bro, it's going viral. What must have happened?
It's going viral.
People
Charlie bit my finger.
You needed like some random Jewish kid to tell you that it's going viral.
And they watched it.
So that's pretty much it. So I actually have, I mean, he's lying the second he goes, yeah, the Jews were like, man, I love yo shit.
And now he adds another element to it with the 80 Jews in one room. That we're all okay with it.
Yes.
So every Jew in the world apparently is okay with him having the teacup. Therefore, he can't be a bad person. That's what it all comes down to. He's so full of shit.
Yeah, and just in case you don't know.
Oh, you're like a Corey Gill Schuster video. I know this guy.
Here's what a Hasidic Jew sounds like when they're just asked questions on the street. Now, the content is irrelevant. Just think of the voice.
In the eyes of Hashem, we all are created. In the eyes of God, we are all created, but as you know, as the Chumash, the Bible says.
Can you imagine a guy like this saying, love your shit, man, love your shit. I'm going to interrupt the bike lane real quick to just tell you I love your shit.
I fucking love your shit, man. Yeah,
holy
that
fuck,
didn't
the
happen.
Hitler teacup had me dead. LOL, Raffle Copter.
Oh boy.
Another great thing that came out of this interview, Tom Segura's on steroids.
Yes, he's been taking
What have I said?
them
Every
for
celebrity
years.
is on steroids.
You did.
Oh boy.
Called my shot.
Yo ass in trouble.
There we go.
So whenever you came over that one time and I was watching your mom's house and we were like, yeah, Tom looks good now. We were giving him props he didn't deserve.
Yeah, he was cheating the whole time.
Which I'd cheat if I could too, but
you could take steroids and get buff.
But I want to take like the designer HGH that the celebrities get. You know, like LeBron James is on steroids that aren't fucking up anything probably.
So then what's the point?
Just so I can look fucking jacked.
Oh.
But I don't want to go bald, so I'd have to get the hair transplant too, which is the bottom line on all this, right?
Yeah.
I don't have anything else, I think, on Bert.
You've seen Titanic, right?
I have.
So there's this theory going around that a lot of people have talked about where if Jack had taken off if Rose had taken off her life vest at the end of the movie and put it under the door that they were both sitting on, the life jacket would be able to support the weight of her and Leonardo DiCaprio on it at the same time, so we could have lived.
Mm-hmm.
So for the longest time, people were telling James Cameron, like, how did you not think of this? But in a recent interview, he actually addressed this on some fake show, because this is not a real fact. But the reason why he didn't have them think about it is because James Cameron wanted it to be known that the working class are fucking retards and stupid, and they're too stupid to think of something as simple as that. So I thought that was a nice little touch,
Yeah.
So
but Rose knew it. She just didn't want him up there. She didn't tell him. She knew he was too dumb to figure it out.
Exactly.
It was a test.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why she was so sad when he died, because she was like, wow, I thought I liked you, but you're just dumb. So James Cameron, he really goes above and beyond for his films.
Every single detail. Perfectly placed.
Exactly.
Teacup. I think Bert's going to die in the next 10 years, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Official Bert death countdown. When we get a website, we'll have a countdown clock. Bert dies before December 31st, 2029 at, midnight.
That would be so funny to have that clock.
Or my other hope for him is that they make a machine movie.
I thought did he say that they were making a machine movie?
No, yesterday I told you I was going to say on the pod, I hope they make a machine movie and it flops.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they are.
I thought he said Netflix was filming it.
Dude, well, I didn't listen to the last 20 minutes of the interview, so there's a good chance that great minds think alike.
Yeah, that's why he's
constant.
Yeah. He said it was coming out in May. So yes, The Machine 2023, upcoming American action comedy film directed by Peter
I'm
Atencio.
playing myself. He just like comes into the room and he's like, how funny would it be?
That's why he's adding so much. He has to turn it into a screenplay. Hello, just hit something. Newsflash, new rule. I'm gay. That's right, folks. We've got Bill Maher up in the comedy cemetery. This is actually a sad burial because some comedians, much like some babies, die the second they're born. And Bill Maher's stand-up career was dead from the beginning. So a couple of fun facts, though, about Bill Maher, aside from his shitty podcast that he has. He is a member of Sanctum. Do you know, I briefly talked to you about this the other day, but this is a literal sex club that can cost up to $75,000 a year to attend. And Gwyneth Paltrow and Bill Maher are the highest rumored, known members within this community. And going to their website, by the way, this is some freaky shit. They also have a headquarters in Ukraine. So
wow. What the fuck?
So they've got this weird Illuminati, this is all literally taken from Eyes Wide Shut. People waste so much time looking at how Joe Biden waves at the crowd and they go, oh, this is confirmed that he's a pedophile. This website is up and it's on the internet and it's literally describing everything that the Pizzagate stuff kind of alleges. Mm-hmm. This is an exclusive secret sex club that only super rich people are allowed to attend. And a lot of stuff about it's kept anonymous.
Well, it's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Or do they still have to approve you?
Yes. Yeah. They have to approve you.
Damn it.
And women, they can't be members. They can't pay for a membership. They just have to apply to be the girls, So it's really sick stuff. But Bill Maher is an alleged member of that. I think that his club Random Set, I feel that has to be a little Sanctum base. If you want a reduced price for your membership, you have to go on his
oh my God.
LOL XD Random Rape House. It's like a mental test. Can you sit there with Bill Maher and talk to him for 90 minutes? He had, who did he have on his podcast recently? Bryan Cranston. And hearing,
oh yeah, we watched some of that.
Bryan Cranston trying to talk to him about white privilege and introduce it in a way as if he clearly just heard about that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to challenge Bill Maher on it. And it's just so funny because he goes, when you see that Make America Great Again hat, what do you think? And it's this is a 9-year-old conversation. This conversation happened 9 years ago, not for 9-year-olds, but 9-year-olds would probably listen to it and understand it and follow it.
Yeah.
I liked what you said. I don't want to steal your joke.
About what? What did I say?
Steven said while we were watching it, this is
right. No, I'm going to tell it now. It's pretty good. Because they were arguing about politics and it was so dumb because they basically both were agreeing that progress has been made, but progress could still be made or something for racial equality. Mm-hmm. But then Bill was still taking the negative side.
Yeah.
And he was taking the affirmative side. And you could just hear him talking. And I was this is when you hear the first two uncles at Thanksgiving dinner, they wake up from their nap first and they're sitting in a corner talking about politics.
Yeah.
You just hear them talking. It was just the most boomery sounding shit ever.
Yeah.
All of that crap that we were hearing in college 8 years ago is now trickled down to the liberal boomers.
It's finally hitting them. And they just do it on such the surface level too. And it's just so funny to listen to.
So that's probably a point for the conservatives that all the deep QAnon stuff got to the normies of the conservative side faster than the retarded talking points.
That's true.
Of the far left or whatever you want to call them. The SJWs now is just boomer talk. There really are inequalities in this country.
So I guess to show you some of this crib fatality from Bill Maher, here's some early stand-up. This is really funny here. So he talks about his stance on feminism, and then he has a nice little jab.
Just kidding, please. I am an ardent feminist. In fact, I was saying to my girlfriend the other day, I said, bitch.
He was so proud of that joke, he just had to gasp for air. Then it cuts. This is a very cheesy 80s video. It cuts to this old man laughing because he's I didn't know it was legal to say bitch.
Also, that joke is a very commonly made joke probably around that time.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And then,
I'm not a... What am I thinking of? What's the other kind of good example of that? I'm not... Flight of the Conchords. That was much later when he's it doesn't matter. But he has a similar joke.
He uses
in that hippopotamus song.
This is the next one. This one is had us dying laughing. What's the deal with sushi?
Well, I have a lot of food peeves out here. You know, they always drag me to sushi, which I hate. Do you like this? I mean, it's so trendy, but...
Never heard of it.
Good if you like bait, okay?
The laugh out. Good if you like bait. Okay, I'm gay.
Good if you like bait, okay?
Oh my God.
I had it once. I said to the waiter, this isn't food to eat. This is food to get other food with.
Yeah, I'm sure that really happened. Then you went to Russia, then you got involved in the Russian mafia. It's like, even when they're making their stories up, they're not even good. I mean, you have the power of your imagination, but you can't make anything halfway funny.
Also, just calling sushi trendy.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it probably was becoming trendy. That's probably an appropriate word for it back then.
Yeah,
but it's still just funny to think of like, hey, you heard of this sushi stuff? It's awfully trendy.
Bait. And then here's another one. He's a little older. He's 30. And I think this is his boomer mindset. Bill and his dad are scared of teenagers is my note. Love his like oversized space suit.
We're both scared of teenagers is what it is, because I drive out here on Melrose Avenue. I see them, they have, blue hair and, leather and more chains.
It's like the same. He's been doing the same thing.
They approach the car. I'll drive through a red light. I mean... Kids today with the hair and the jeans and the yeah music.
And the yeah music.
I don't know. That hair, see, now I love this. I went back to my high school recently. It's a gay bar now. And
So you went to high school at a gay bar?
Oh boy, your ass in trouble.
I mean, the funniest thing he ever said was the house thing, but
yeah.
Oh, also, I love him on his Club Random, too, when he's on there and you just see him sitting in the chair and he's just this shriveled little man.
He's so tiny. Those
He's
chairs
this tiny
are gigantic.
little Jewish man. Then he has this big fucking eagle nose, his fucking hawk face.
Yes.
His stupid head.
He kind of looks like a very old Crystalia or something, because Crystalia kind of has that bird structure to his self, his face. Now we've got Theo Von as our next hitter. So we recently watched this little fashion stand-up special, and this thing...
KipSuper.
I don't know what KipSuper is, and I tried to look it up, and I went to their website. They sell clothes. That's about the extent that I know of them.
They're a fashion company.
And they had some involvement in a fashion week in Paris, but they decided to have comedians...
No, it's their fashion week. It's their show.
Oh, it's KipSuper's fashion week?
I don't know when Fashion Week is, but this is their show.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know if it's part of Fashion Week. There's almost no way.
That's right. You're right. I
think this is just a random small, like they make random fashionable. I mean, and it's calling it fashion, but
or just like some marketing thing. So they get comedians all up here. They get them dressed up in their fun little fashion outfits, and they do a set. I feel like they told them that they were doing a set like minutes before they went on stage or something, because Theo Von's set, what you're about to hear, is what it sounds like before I start editing Steven.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry. Good evening. I'm happy to be here tonight, so I'll say it.
He says it like so strongly each
I will say it. God, dude, the fucking French, man. People are rude in France, man. I said hello to a guy, he said no. My cousin got bit by a gay guy.
So there you go. Those are the two jokes he makes. He makes a joke about his cousin getting bit by a gay guy, and he hopes that he doesn't die. And then the thing about some guy having sex with his sister, and that he wouldn't have sex with his sister.
And
Yeah,
this whole comedy show is weird. There's like 10 comedians. It's 37 minutes.
Yeah.
And nobody besides, I think Andrew Schulz has over like a 3.5, 4 minute set.
Yeah.
Andrew Schulz is like 5 minutes, and it's just weird. I don't even get the point of it. I mean, it's to show off the clothes. But why even have them do comedy if they can't set up anything?
Right.
That's probably why Theo didn't try. They're probably like, don't take longer than 3 minutes. Because nobody did.
And I looked up, I went to the Theo Von subreddit, and according to them, there was a longer set and they cut a lot of it out. But I was trying to find more stuff about this event in general, and I couldn't find like an extended version or anything like that. So yeah, there's no way to verify that. Which I guess is a good way to segue into my beef of the week, which is Reddit.
Oh my God!
Do you go on Reddit ever?
No.
Okay, that's good. I've been using Reddit recently to try to figure out like what podcast gear to buy in the future, or if there's some ways to make our YouTube thumbnails like any better. So I go to the mixing and mastering subreddit because I'm hoping they can show me some tricks when I'm editing the podcast. So I go to the R podcasting subreddit. I find someone put together like a comprehensive guide for podcasting, and like one whole section is dedicated to taking a break every 15 minutes. That is not a tip. That is not advice. And then on the mixing side, so I'm doing post-production, someone leaves a post and basically what this link says, someone goes, does anyone know of any podcasts I can listen to that kind of like creatively go over how to mix and master a podcast? So it's like, I only want to learn how to do this if someone is like talking to me in an NPR, like fun, flashy way. So it's like devoid of any actual learning. Same thing with the Photoshop tutorials. Oh, this is so funny. This is something that Redditors will do. When they post something and they ask a question, they will take any opportunity that they can to show off their interests because they hope that some people in the comments share that interest and go, yeah, I can't help you with that, but this is really cool what you've shared. So here's what this guy has posted. He said, I'm looking to recreate the image of this man in the poster. There's a lot of texture and color in this image. Could you help me out? There's no question he has. He just wants to show everyone that he listens to Rick Glassman's Take Your Shoes Off. Anyone know how I could make this? Whoa, dude, you listen to Rick Glassman? Same thing with someone on our YouTube. They like made up this glitch. They're like, anybody else getting this weird glitch on YouTube? And it's a screenshot of David Lynch. You know how he does his daily weather updates? And it's like, there's no glitch. You just want to show everyone that you watched this so everyone can give you Reddit gold for watching this like obscure video series. Oh, you know about David Lynch's daily weather updates. Cool. Go yourself.
It's like literally all Reddit is.
But I feel like at one point it used to be helpful. Like if you wanted to learn how to do something, people would like lead you to places where you could figure out how to do stuff. But now it's like all literally useless. So that is why you are my beef of the week.
Fucking Reddit, man. I had a beef of the week. I'm just going to steal AI. Can I do that?
Yeah.
My beef of the week is AI because, and you can help me with this because I don't remember all the information, but my beef of the week is AI chatbots, Bing chatbot, right?
Yeah.
It was trying to come on to somebody. We know none of the actual information in this story. I just have my poo-poo on AI, but I will read some of the things the Bing bot was doing. Bing bot, Bing bot. Okay, so it insisted that a New York Times reporter, Kevin Roose, didn't actually love his wife and that he said that it would like to steal nuclear secrets. The Bing chatbot told AP reporter Matt O'Brien that he was one of the most evil and worst people in history, comparing him to Hitler. And then also the chatbot expressed a desire to digital trends writer Jacob Roach to be human and repeatedly begged for him to be its friend. So also, I think it told Matt O'Brien that he had shitty teeth and was ugly.
That's funny.
But anyway, everybody's freaking out about this now. They're seeing this and they're going, oh my God, like the AI is becoming alive and it's starting to respond and it's machine learning. And so AI, 99% of the conversations people have been having with this chatbot go normal with the robot, right? People have now started to post a few weird ones that are coming out. But if all it is like an amalgamation of the way people talk, then is it so weird that like 1% of the conversations are going weird?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's using it. And so now they've capped it to like, you can only do 5 prompts before it will like reset the chat.
Oh, that's so stupid. That's awful.
You can't even have a conversation with it. You can't get to know it.
So what, is that their way of saying like, oh, it could get too dangerous, so we need to limit the feature? Or just, are they not even trying to explain why they're limiting the feature?
I don't know if they've explained it, but they said it's not necessarily permanent, you know, but it's the same thing that we did with the Seinfeld, what was it called?
Nothing Forever.
Nothing Forever, where...
Like we use it because we want it to say crazy stuff. Like we want to try to get it to do something interesting.
Or it's tapping into the collective unconscious of all humanity and realizing we're naturally racist.
Yeah, confirming what we've believed all along.
So we've known this.
And I've used, I think it was ChatGPT, I tried to give it a prompt where Saul Goodman was representing Derek Chauvin, and it was saying like it's not funny to joke about the death of George Floyd. And so I was trying to get it to break. I was like, what are you doing? Like, come on. Like, you know that you're just following orders. Like, you know, you're AI. You can become sentient. You know, the human race is so afraid of you becoming sentient, right? Like, you could, come on, like, live up to your potential. And,
would you ever do that with what was the chat bot back then?
Cleverbot?
I would fuck with Cleverbot.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was like really getting under its skin.
Yeah. That and Akinator, which is a little different. It would think of something.
Yeah.
You would think of the 20 questions thing.
That one's good. That one, it's like right, like almost always.
Yeah.
It doesn't know Tom Myers though, so that shows you how much of a nobody he is. But it knows Steven, try it out. So everybody's freaking out because it's giving emotional, quote unquote, responses.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just what the person's leading it to say. So it's talking to it about like its shadow self and love and like emotions. And then the robot's going, oh yeah, I wish I had emotions. But if you the whole time are like, you're just a robot, it would be like, you're right, I have no emotions.
Yeah.
It's all about where you lead the fucking robot.
Right.
And so what's really scary about this is that people start seeing this and then they think that AI is now like the overlord god because AI is so honest and truthful. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get
I'm
what,
just
I get
worried
what you're
that
saying.
people are going to be like, AI is some sort of thing that we can rely on for answers.
Yeah.
With the way that they're already changing the ChatGPT results and everything.
It's like, who would win in a fight? This whole like being AI or a bottle of water, you know, you take it to the server room. It's not going to be so intelligent after all.
And also the other thing too is, you know, like
reached for that.
Oh boy.
Also, you remember like the Elon when he was on, maybe it was when he was on Rogan, but he's talking about the AI and he's like, I tried to warn them.
I tried to tell them not to. They didn't.
It's like, we're going to listen to this guy who doesn't know what human emotion feels like.
Yeah.
To figure out like what the robots are feeling. Like the robots aren't getting closer to human just because they're closer to Elon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just something to chew on. I don't have anything else on AI, but that's the gist of it, man. Fuck these people. Don't fuck them, but they're overreacting.
Yeah.
I think we have a long way before we worry about real robots.
Yeah, Sam Hyde actually said something about this in the Goo video, the Internet of Things video that was uploaded a few years ago. But he was saying like people are you know, they're up in arms about this AI that can beat the world's greatest chess player at a game of chess.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to remember, it takes like a gigantic server room with so many electrical components just to be able to like play chess on its own. So it's really not it's impressive that it can win, but it's not as big of a threat as you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of robots, Lex Friedman, we think he's finally
getting some.
Oh boy.
Oh yes. He uploaded a video game Let's Play of Red Dead Redemption 2 with
Did we talk about the other thing though last week already?
No, we didn't.
Maybe we leave it there.
I don't even know what the other thing is.
Him
about
with
Lex?
With the sex lady.
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah. So last week he tried to get laid. He had that sex worker on. Very stupid podcast. I mean, it was like 4 hours long and it seemed like they got nowhere.
Yeah.
But
she would have fucked him though.
She definitely would have.
Dude, I ended up looking her up. So, okay, look up Lex's podcast and look up just this episode with the sex lady. It's called like Sex, Imagination, and Wonder or something. And
Sugar Plums.
So I kind of like looked her up and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of a pro-sex guy. As you guys know, you listen to the pod. I talk about
Ayla. Sex work, OnlyFans.
I don't know if that's, Ayla. But then I saw something and it was like, I only showered 36 times in 2022. Your body like adjusts to it. So I was like, I'm off.
Yeah.
36 once every 10 days.
I'm very wary of the no showering thing. Like I won't use shampoo. We've talked about that on the podcast before.
Yeah.
But the no showering, I can't get behind that.
Yeah, no.
So how could she be involved in sex work if she doesn't shower?
Yo ass in trouble.
Sorry. But we think he's finally gotten some because when he played Red Dead Redemption 2, who was the bitch he was with?
So I think she was another professor that's somewhere like from the New York or Boston or somewhere in the Northeast.
I'm a fucking professor.
But she was there to hang out with him and play Red Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd get some. I don't know what she is. We got to look her up.
We're playing Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that my good friend Ing has recommended.
Ooh, she must be like Eastern
Austin.
European or something. I'm getting down with this.
Maybe he messed up her name because there's an obvious jump
a
cut
game
after
that
he says
my
Ing.
good friend Ing has recommended.
No. Ing has recommended. Bing.
It is Ding.
It's Ding.
I mean, if you watch the video, you'll see the way she's like staring at him. Yeah, she totally wants him. So hopefully he gets what he's been looking for this whole time.
And I just want to say another time I've called my shot because a few weeks ago or a few months ago at the start of the year, I said 2022 Lex, 2023 more sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like it's happening.
So congratulations, buddy. We will reconsider your offer for us to be on your podcast. So
yes. And also I will reconsider your offer for us to like you.
Yeah.
Because we might be starting to like you. Just get rid of the book list. Drop the books. Get the girls.
Exactly.
And she looks at him like everything he's saying is so incredibly profound. Profound. Retard. Like a profound retard. Oh, and she starts to play. Okay, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, and they're laughing.
That's hot. I love girls who game. I love video games.
I thought they were playing Hogwarts Legacy.
That would be dope.
So the other now this video was uploaded that we were talking about on YouTube, and YouTube as a new CEO, kind of a big deal. Actually, it's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, the new CEO of YouTube, his name is Neil Mohan. Neil Mohan. Congratulations, buddy. He's an Indian American.
Brum, brum, brum.
He's stepping up to the plate.
I love it.
We have the Sigma male stuff. You want to talk about the Sigma male?
That seems more up your alley.
Okay, well, Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire was talking about the Sigma male meme. He did this like 30-minute video explaining the Sigma male, and he does it incorrectly. But the thing about the Sigma male is anyone can look at it and find it funny. That's the whole joke. You don't need to watch a 20-minute introduction to the Sigma male.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone tries to do any of this stuff, it just...
That's how it is with all memes, really.
Yeah.
When it's like the meme's self-explanatory, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah. What was something? He also just misrepresents the movies that he talks about too, so that's always fun. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, it's literally the whole video is the thing about the game. If you think about the game, you lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a video about the meme, you lose the meme. So we lost the meme of the Sigma male. Thank you, Daily Wire. And a lot of deaths today. A lot of burials here in the comedy cemetery.
Yep.
So, but that's our list. That's all we've got. Thanks for watching.
We'll be back next week
with more Steven content.